Dear Misty, I'm a transgender girl, pre-transition, and I've recently came out with it. I'm so torn on my transition timing though. At first I was set to wait until after I graduated, but with each day it seems harder to do so. Different people tell me different things, but I wanted your opinion on it. Alright darling, I do actually have lots and lots and lots of opinions. Darling, this is one of the hardest things you're going to have to do in your life. And I do have many opinions on it. First, you have to do what's comfortable to you. If you need to wait, wait. If you don't need to wait, don't wait. The important thing is right now to get your parents' support while you're in school. It's going to be really hard to find a doctor to help you transition without the support of your parents. Now, there are many paths. I would say there's many paths from Fort Lauderdale to Miami, which is like big city, big city. You could take US 1, you could take A1A, you could take 95, you could take the Florida Turnpike, or you can take all the little back roads like Dixie and 441. There's many, many ways to get there. US 1, for example. There's no right way to get there, and there's no wrong way. Some people might want to take the scenic route and take A1A all the way down to Miami, looking at the ocean, and yeah, there'll be a lot of stoplights and lots of traffic and lots of pedestrians, but that's not a wrong way to get there. Some people might want to take I-95 and get there as fast as they can. That's not wrong. Now, the thing about transitioning is, it is not a race. There's no way to race through your transition. In fact, a lot of girls try to overdose on hormones, and A, it can kill them, damage their livers, for example, or B, they waste money because the hormones that your body's not digesting, it just pees it out. So you're just wasting all that money. My advice to you is, you say you wanted to wait until after graduation. I assume that means because you don't want all your friends to know. As in, it might be embarrassing to tell them you're now a girl. Now, I once had an Ask Misty, if I can find the link, I'll put it here for you, from a waitress who was transitioning, and her boss supported her transition, but told her she had to dress as a male. And she freaked out. She's like, no, I'm a woman. I have to come to work as a woman. And I understand that point of view. I truly do. But the thing about transitioning is it's kind of like watching the grass grow. Meaning, if you sit there and watch the grass grow, you're not going to notice. You can sit out in that front yard every day for a week, and you're not going to notice the grass growing. It's very, very subtle. And the same thing with your hormones. That being said, you could take hormones for a full year, well, maybe not quite a year, but going on a year before people start to catch on, depending on what you take. The important one to take would be spironolactone. That is your testosterone blocker. The faster you start taking that, the better, because what that is going to do is it's going to stop your testosterone from making your masculine jaw come into play, and your shoulders come into play, and your muscle development, and that's the important one, because it's going to stop your puberty, your male puberty, from happening. I don't know what year you are in high school, but I know that your body's changing, and that's the one you want to stop changing. And I know a lot of Chinese that are only, granted, I know a lot of Chinese that are not finished, but have the bodies they want, and all they take is testosterone blockers, because that's the important one. They want to keep that testosterone away. The thing about my advice, and the reason I talk about testosterone blockers is, my advice for you right now would be to get on that immediately. You don't have to tell anyone, except for your family, that you're on it. Meaning, nobody at school is going to know right away. None of your teachers are going to figure it out. It's going to be like watching the paint dry. It's going to be like watching the grass grow. It's going to be very, very subtle. And then one day people are going to wake up and be like, wait a minute. What's different? Have you gotten younger? Are you losing weight? And they're going to not figure out what's going on. And that's the female, and that's the testosterone blocker. The second pill I would start taking now in very low dosages would be estrogen. There's many forms of estrogen. The one that I know of to be the best, or I think to be the best, would be estradiol. You can take that in very, very low dosages, like 2 milligrams a day, for example. And again, like watching the grass grow, it's going to be very subtle changes. And before you know it, without telling anybody at your school, they're going to be like, did you lose weight? Did you get younger? What's changing? Because before they know it, the people that see you every day, it's not going to be obvious. Like your family, for example. It's the people that you don't see, but like once every couple months or once a year, they're going to be like, whoa, something's different. They won't be able to put their finger on it, but they'll figure out something's different. And that's when you can really start to be like, oh, well, I'm becoming a woman. For example, Bruce Jenner, he has not publicly come out as being transitioning, but if you look at him, girl, it's kind of obvious. But again, he's taking the hormones. He had his Adam's apple removed. He's growing his hair out. He's doing all the steps without being public about it. But if you look at him on the show, which I don't really watch the show, but I did catch I caught the episode when they went to Korea. And he was like, oh, I'm hanging out with just us guys. So he was so adamant about being one of the guys, as if he was clinging on to that. And you could see that he was starting to develop some breast tissue. But again, to the naked eye, someone that's not looking at that won't know what's happening. So, you say you want to wait until after high school to transition, but you can't wait another day. So my advice to you would be, don't wait another day. Get your mom to take you to a doctor right now and get on spironolactone and estradiol. And small dosages of estradiol and spironolactone. Again, the estradiol can be very small dosages. And these are going to very, very slowly start to change your body. And again, the estradiol can be very, very, very small dosages. Don't freak out at how small the pill is. A little bit goes a long way, especially with the testosterone blocker. They're going to go meet halfway. Whereas before people would take the testosterone blocker, they would have to take a whole bunch of estrogen to fight the testosterone. 90% of the battle is the testosterone blocker. So fight that testosterone, stop the testosterone from taking over, and then let the estradiol do its job. And I say, don't even tell anybody at school. Don't tell your teachers, don't tell your friends. Again, there's many roads to Miami. I know lots of girls that have went and got their breast implants, and I even know a couple girls that went and got their pussy first thing. No silicone, no hormone. They just wanted their pussy and they wanted their tits, and that's it. But unfortunately, they have a full man's body with a pair of tits and a vagina. Do I think they're beautiful? No. But that's not a wrong road, it's just their road. Some girls, I know a girl that works with me, she came to me and she's like, hey, guess what's different? And I'm like, you decided to be a woman. Meanwhile, the day she decided to be a woman, she came to work with full makeup, full hair, and has been living as a woman ever since with full makeup, full hair. The day she started taking her hormones. Her hormones have not kicked in yet. She does not look soft. She does not look feminine. She does not look pretty. She looks like a little boy dressed as a girl. Is that wrong? No. But I would probably be more tempted to do it your way, or the way I'm suggesting for you, in that let the testosterone blockers and the estradiol start doing their job before you start wearing the makeup and the eyeliner, and before you start to shove your transitioning down other people's throats. Not that that is shoving it down their throats, but not before you force it on people. Because before you know it, people are going to be like, you don't even need makeup. You're a girl. And that's going to be a weird day for you. Because before that, you're going to need a lot of makeup to reshape your face and recontour and re-smooth and re-highlight. And then one day you're going to be like, whoa, I don't need all that. Well, you still will need it a little bit, but you won't need it as much. It won't need to be as dramatic. Unless you're on stage. And then, of course, that's drag. And that's probably when I would wait to, like, really be full-time. So, you say you want to wait. So, again, you say you want to wait until after high school, but you don't want to wait at all. I say do both. Don't wait until after high school to start transitioning because, again, it's a very, very long journey. It might take a couple years. So, start it now, but then after high school, be full-time. You know? Now, once the testosterone blockers and the estrogen starts kicking in, that's when you could be like, I'll be a boy today, I'll be a girl today, and you might play with it, but you're not forced to decide. You haven't told everyone you're transitioning. You haven't told everyone you're T, or you haven't told anyone anything. You haven't made up your mind yet. So again, if you don't tell anyone you're taking hormones, they're not going to expect you to be one way or the other. You're like, oh, I'm dressing up as a girl today. But before long, the hormones are going to do their job, and you're going to be like, you're a woman. And that's when you can be full-time without freaking anybody out. But yeah, I do definitely suggest you starting as young as possible if this is something you truly do want. But right now, I don't think you need to worry about any injectable hormones. Just take the pills. And stop your body while you're going through puberty from actually finishing and going through puberty. But yeah, my advice would be do both. Start now and start later. But you know what? I don't know what year you are in high school. If you're a senior, then you'll definitely wait till after graduation. But if you're a freshman, before you know it, you're going to kind of be a woman. And you're going to want to be full-time before you graduate. But before then, it's going to sneak up on everyone. It's like watching the grass grow. Before long, your mom and dad and brothers, sisters, and all your coworkers and your student class president and secretary and the friends of you on soccer team or whatever are going to be like, oh my god, someone needs to mow the yard. And they're going to wake up and be like, oh my god, you are a woman. No, really, you're a woman. And that's when you can like, oh, and start patting your bra and wearing lipstick. And no one's going to be none the wiser. I hope I could help. Loving you, Zizi.